Hey guys, so I'm a ET contactee, okay? And the ETs that are contacting me are Orion, from Orion's belt. Okay, I'm gonna eventually have the whole story, every one of my experiences on YouTube, on a playlist so you can watch it. I'm currently in discussion about other contactees, other experiencers with the UFOs in the spirit world, archons, spirits, and everything like this. And I don't believe in it. I believe some of what they say. I can see it happening. But they label the ETs, they label reptilians, okay? Orions. The reptilians are evil. The Greys are evil. The Orions are evil, okay? The Giza intelligences are evil, okay? And then everybody believes it, or not, I don't know. But everybody's taking it as gospel from these experiencers. Now, the one guy, he's talking about the Giza intelligences. Now, I've been doing this since I was like 18. Researching UFO people's books, reading books, Coast to Coast AM every night for damn near 40 years. I know a lot. I heard a lot. And almost 99% never matched my experiences, except one person had an experience that was on a YouTube that I heard that had the exact same experience, exact same species of ETs called Orions that were beige in color with wrinkles. One person. Now everybody labels the Orions evil, okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, how are you supposed to know what's gospel and what is not gospel? Okay? Now, let's take the reptilians and everything everybody says about it. Most of it is regurgitated from people that were on Coast to Coast. And where did they get it? I have no idea. The Reptilians came out with a couple of movies back in the 80s. No one talked about the Reptilians until the damn movie came out. Nobody. And there's two. There's one, it's a Star Trek Reptilian. James Kirk fought him, beat him off with a rock and an explosive cannon thing made out of stuff. That Reptilian. Then there's the Reptilians on Land of the Lost. I forgot what they were called. Then there was the Reptilians on a couple other movies. I saw the movies. Before the movies came out, no one ever said Reptilians from Draco's star system. Nobody, ever. Ever. Then somebody went and looked into astronomy and looked up Draco's. Well, that must be where the Reptilians come from, because it's called Dracos. Okay? Do you see where I'm getting at? But everybody's believing their gospel. I'm not saying they're not real. I've never experienced it. What I'm saying is, no one ever talked about it until the damn movie came out. Just because it looks like a lizard from back, like cave paintings. I've never seen them, but I think I've seen look-alike cave paintings or cave carvings, pictographs, where there's lizards and stuff in Egypt and lizards. Okay, that's all symbolic. You can't reference it to any species out there. You can say it's true, but it doesn't mean it is. Just like anything else in the normal, boring ass world. Okay, so how do you differentiate? So when you're listening to someone speak, and if you can't relate to anything he says, Okay, no, screw what I just said. Okay, you're reading a book. Okay, I've read hundreds and hundreds of books, and I want to know the truth about ETs. Okay, you're reading a book, and if you're not getting tingles, if you're not getting excited, and tingles in your skin, and your heart's glowing, and you can't put it down, it's like food. You need it. You need it. You need to know. That is your soul saying, yeah. The tingles is your soul saying, yeah. Keep reading. You need this. This is good. Don't believe everything in the book. But the premise of the whole book is what you need to know. Okay? And one of the first books that ever did that to me was Billymeier. Okay? Billymeier and the Contact Notes. I read most of the books back to back many times. Okay? You got the Lyrians and the Vegans and the Plajaran and the Pleiadians, and you got the Giza intelligences. All these are players, okay? These are all different races that are contacting the Earth or commingling with the Earth. Now, the Pleiadians could have been the Anunnaki, okay? Could have been. The storyline's the same. And then they left. They split off and called themselves the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians came back. In our time now, and no one ever heard about the Pleiadians until Billymeier. But now everybody's contacting the Pleiadians. And everybody's giving this big, long spiel. Billymeier came out and said, don't believe everybody who's in contact with the Pleiadians is delusional. Okay? I don't know. What the fuck? I'm just reading this shit. And my soul was tingling towards his books. So I need to know. So my soul is saying, yes, follow this shit. Read it. Good stuff of what happened. Now, the Pleiadians came back and said, oh yeah, one day to Billymeier, and said, oh yeah, by the way, we're not called Pleiadians from the Pleiades. He goes, we live in another dimension, phased out of your reality, near the Pleiades, but we're not within the star system of the Pleiades. Okay? We're actually called the Plajaran. Billymeier's like, well, why did you call yourself Pleiadians? To show you how many people would falsely claim they are in contact with the Pleiadians. And Billy's like, oh. Yeah, all of a sudden everybody's contacting Pleiadians because you came out and said it. And by the way, remember we told you we were the only ones who are having face-to-face contacts with you? Communicating information? He's like, yeah. He goes, well, that's why we did it. Because you're the only one we're talking to. But meanwhile, there's 100,000 people out there communicating, getting information from the Pleiadians. But the Pleiadians never did exist. It was all a sham to show Billymeier how many fucking losers are out there. I thought that was brilliant. Okay? I'm just saying, I'm not saying anything, I'm just talking. It's all wishy-washy. Now, now, from my perspective, how am I supposed to tell my ET experiences? When that shit's out there, it's crazy stuff. To the logical, normal mind, normal person out there that lives totally in reality. How am I supposed to get my stuff out to them? So I figure, okay, I'm going to give my experience, how I got there, how I see it, how it unfolded. So I meditated, I lay down, I chanted, I did this and that. I tell my inner workings, the fear-based ego, programming to what my heart's saying. It was all a 50-year process of me learning and my inner work to see through my heart or see through my head, my fear-based head. Okay? A lot of people don't do that. I don't see barely any that do that. They just come out and go, yeah, well, I was talking to the dad, and the reptilians are taking the kids and chopping them up and taking them to Mars, and then they soul suck you, and then they take the information from your bones and use it against you, and then they're doing this and doing that. And I'm like, where the fuck do they get this stuff? I had never heard of this stuff, right? And I'm like, really? Why Mars? It makes no sense. When I was seeing the spirit world, I saw some bad shit. But I didn't see no coordinated effort. I'm not saying it ain't happening. I probably fucking agree with a person that there's a control grid, that there is a control grid on the earth, and they are beings that control it. Okay? I've mentioned it in my videos. I don't know who they are or what they're doing. I call them the Anunnaki, because for me, when I was reading Zachariah Sitchin book back in the day, all of them, repeatedly, my spirit was tingling. It was screaming. But you got to remember also, back in the day, whoever the Anunnaki were, the storyline's basically the same. The Plajaran. Okay, they were called something else. They split off from the society that was here because the society that was here was evil, and they were fucking sick and tired of being persecuted. They got in their ships and said, you know what, we're going to start our own planet. Fuck you. And they left and became the Pleiadians, Plajaran now. Okay, do you understand? They were friends with the Lyrans and the Vegans, or whatever the hell. I've never met a vegan, a vegan, or a Lyran. Never. And I don't know what they look like. I never met a reptilian. I think I met a gray. I met grays. And I met the Zeta Reticuli. All in spirit. But I see through my spirit. That's how I can do all this shit. And I tell you how it happened. Step by step. I just don't come out and go, oh yeah, the Lyrans and the Vegans, and they're going to the Mars and the moon, and they're chopping up people, and they're eating the kids, and they're drinking their blood, and they're taking the souls in the lower astral, and they're sucking them up and eating them, and manipulating them, turning them into slaves, and fuck, really? Come on. Give me an experience to go with what you're saying. How you got there. At least I do that. These guys don't. Okay? And I don't want to be portrayed as a nut fuck like them. Because I'm a nut fuck, and I look at them and they're nut fucks. So something's going wrong. Okay? And I decided, well, I'm going to tell how I got there, how I had the experience, how it happened, why it happened, and I'm going to give as much detail before I even tell the experience of how I came to get the experience. And a lot of my stuff, my experiences don't come from a movie. Okay? I was having these experiences before the fucking movies came out. And I'd never seen the Reptilian. The beige ET was all me. I'd never seen the beige ETs. I didn't even know they were called Orion until 93. But I was seeing them when I was 10. So, in the 70s. Early 70s. I was born in 68. My first contact seeing them was when I was a kid, just starting to walk. So what I'm saying is, how are you supposed to differentiate the loonies that are just regurgitating crap or making shit up, or changing the storyline from someone else's story to a true experiencer, right? Well, you just gotta listen to your heart. Your inner light will tell you. Really, that's all you really can do. The rest is just heard it, been there, done that. Oh yeah. Back in late 80s, this guy said the same thing as you're saying now, but you just changed the drama a little bit, the storyline a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm watching a guy, and he's talking about all the bad races, and he goes, the Giza intelligences. He don't tell you how he knows they're bad races that he's experienced. He says the Giza intelligence. Billymeier was the only one who mentioned it in a couple of his books, the Giza intelligence, and how the Plajaran are fucking killing them as fast as they can see them. Because they're that bad. Now, what's the Giza intelligences? Leftover Anunnakis running around in the spirit world or in the physical world? Billymeier doesn't say. I think it was a physical. But nevertheless, you see the bullshit? This guy's talking about Giza's intelligences like he's personally involved. I'm sorry, Gabe. You wouldn't even fucking know about Giza intelligences if it wasn't for Billymeier's book, and all of a sudden you're a fucking master at it. Come on, Jesus Christ. I've been figuring out this shit within myself, for myself, and I'm just sharing my experiences and how I got there and did it. This guy just comes out and says, the Giza intelligences are coming at me, they're shooting at me, they're fucking running around, taking kids to the moon, chopping them up and eating them up, putting them in the septic tank and sucking their body fluids out. That's what they do. They have a buffet in the astral world. Come on, Jesus Christ, really? Really? Psyops, man. Liars, cheats, deception, psyops. All on there for you. And in every field there's a psyop. The government is doing something in every field to keep you fucking lost and confused. The only way through it and out of it is in yourself. That's why when people on the internet come at me and say, oh, you gotta watch this, I'm like, no. You go, why? Why, aren't you up to date? Well, I ain't a fucking retard either. I don't bullshit when I see it. Right? Look, I don't want to be the critic guy. But I don't want to be the critic guy. Oh, that person's a liar. Well, what am I? Right? What am I? That person's a liar. He's making shit up. I know the guy's making shit up. Giza intelligences. You wouldn't even fucking know about it if Billymeier didn't mention it back in the day. And all of a sudden you're a master at Giza intelligence. All of a sudden you're a master at the Pleiadians. I'm channeling the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians are telling me. They're telling me. Oh, fuck. Shut up. You wouldn't even fucking know about it if it wasn't for Billymeier. And they're called Plejarans. Dipshit. Do you see, guys, where I'm getting at? And it goes on and on. The Reptilians, they're coming. Okay. There's people that have experiences. Wake up in the middle of the night and there's a big reptilian. And it says, I'm gonna fucking suck your face off and eat your teeth. And snort your eyeball juices. Alright? Whatever the fuck you say. Just going off. People have that experience. Now, I've never personally, I don't know nothing about reptilians. But what I do know is, reptilians weren't talked about, weren't experienced, until the damn movies came out. Once the movies came out, what's that one? V. Oh, that's a good reptilian one. Yeah, right after that movie came out, everybody was fucking draconian reptilians are coming at us. Watch the movie V. He peels his skin away and there's a reptilian eyeball underneath it. Pretty sure it was V. Yeah. You see what I'm getting at? So to me, from that point on, now that I know that, fuck the reptilian. The whole thing's made up. Prove to me otherwise. Okay? I talk to the Pleiadians. I can spiritually hook up to any Plejaran Semyazi. Not necessarily communicate with her, but, communicate through spirit. And I've done it, and it's true to me. But I don't go off and give this great and wonderful message like I'm talking to her having a fucking cup of tea. It ain't like that. It ain't like that at all. You gotta lay in bed, meditate for hours, spiritually travel to her, will yourself there, talk to her with your inner light, and then come back and remember everything you talked about. Really? And then they get on here, it's like having a fucking cup of tea. It takes hours to do this shit. And I do it damn good. I'm talking to Christ every day. And I can tell you how to do that too. And I'm gonna. I have, but my fucking YouTube channel got taken away. Ain't that convenient? So what I'm trying to say is, do you see where I'm coming at? I'm into all this stuff. I tell you how I get there. I tell you what happens when I get there. How I feel, how I seen it. How you can see it through a fear-based ego, or you can see it through your spirit or your soul. There's fucking so many levels, and if you have a fear-based ego full of religious fucking dogma, your experience is going to come out filtered, watered down, washed out, and it ain't even going to be a real experience anymore, because you're coming from a place that's you know nothing about. Your fallback and your hard drive is the fear-based crap in your head. No one tells you that, do they? No one tells you that. So you gotta think, you gotta put all this in consideration, man. It's like these people are coming out and they're just saying, the Williams guy, what's his name, the big-headed guy with the Williams, he regurgitates so much crap and makes shit up. It's sickening. I can do reverse speech and he can fix himself on all these people. I don't even have to do reverse speech. I already know it. I just listen to him for 2 minutes and go, yep, fuck it. I don't listen to him. Why bother? Unless my heart is guiding me to that person to listen to, and then I'll psychoanalyze them from everything I've experienced and know, then I'll give them credit. But what pisses me off, and it's not a bad thing, people want to know, what do you think of this person? Like, they go, what do you think of this person that has ET experiences? Well, I'm like, and my friends are cool, huh? Cool people, they just want to know, innocently know. And then I turn around and go, no, the guy's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking liar, deception, deceiver, and he's making shit up. And I don't want to fucking say that. But I ain't gonna lie to the guy either. So, I'm only talking about, in my experiences, what I've experienced. I'm not gonna make up a fucking story based on fantasy. Alright? Or someone else's stuff. Account. Or whatever. I ain't gonna do it. There's just no way. So, that's why you gotta listen to your inner light. Everything comes from your inner light. You're never gonna understand the truth unless you understand your inner light. It's an ongoing process. You gotta have it. You gotta. It's just the way it is, man. You gotta have your inner light. You gotta know it. Bring it to your head and let it dictate to. Okay, there's 2 ways to program your head. You can let everybody else program it. You can let fear program it. You can let the TV program it. You can let the iPhone, YouTube, and all this other shit program your head in society. Okay, where does that leave you? You're not near the truth. What's going to give you the truth out of everything? Everything known to mankind, what is going to give you the truth for yourself? Your own truth. Your inner light. Your inner light is God. It's connected directly. It is God. The spark, the inner light, the innocence in your heart is God. Bring that to your head. Shut up in your head and listen to what it is saying to you. That is why you're here. There is no truth. There is no truth. There is only one truth for you, your inner light. That's it. The truth is the truth. But it ain't your truth, but the truth is the truth. It could be a lie, but it's still the truth. Do you see what I'm saying? Jesus, get into a debate with Jesus Christ. Say, what's the truth? He goes, you tell me. Oh yeah, by the way, you're living in an illusion. You're living in an illusion. And you can manifest the illusion with thought and intent and desire. There's no fucking truth. The truth is what you perceive it to be. So filter out your crap. Stop listening to what everybody else is saying and listen to your heart. For me, when I watch a speaker on there telling their UFO experiences, I listen to my heart. See how much they filter it in their head through fear-based ego. See how much is regurgitated from the movie V. The guy mentions Giza intelligences, and it's the 90s, and he mentions Giza intelligences along with the Reptilians, the Greys, and other things. And I'm like, okay, he's full of shit. I already know that. As soon as he said, he went on for about an hour. The world's coming to an end. They got the grid on the earth. Yeah, everybody knows that. They got the grid on the earth. They're taking babies to Mars where they suck the juices out of them and all this stuff. And yeah, I know. Yeah. You said that, and everybody else said that, but you said Giza intelligences. Nobody else said Giza intelligences. You said Giza intelligences. Oh, and by the way, Billymeier was the only one who ever mentioned Giza intelligences, and the Plagiarians were killing them on the site. I can't remember if it was in the spirit world or in the physical world. Okay? A lot of this shit, I feel it, and I add it up and go with what my heart's telling me. And I put it out. I try to keep it unfiltered. It's crazy. So every time I tell a story or experience, this is what I do. I try to how I got to have that experience in meditation. Bring your inner light to your head, your inner light to your spirit, ask it for you, and then you go. How many people do that on here? Right? And they got 5 million fucking hits. I got 10. At least I'm trying to guide people that want to know. Innocent people that are lost and confused in the fucking matrix of bullshit on YouTube land in the world. How are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to walk through normal reality or walk through spiritual experiences, look for answers on the internet, and all you get is garbage everywhere you look? Everywhere you look, you're getting opinions, garbage, drama, stories, made up stuff. It's never the fucking truth. So how are you supposed to get that, right? Your inner light. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing you got. And if your inner light ain't going, yeah, tingles, don't listen to it. You can listen to it, but don't own it. Don't believe it. I'm probably going to do this video again, but I just wanted to get that out because it's driving me nuts. I've been doing this my whole life, and I finally made a video about it. Okay, bye.